Hi guys, welcome to the channel of love and the journey of ascension. Let's have a quick message this morning, and I feel as if my presence on camera may be lessening. Oh, okay. There's other lessons to be learned and balance to be achieved in other areas of life. So this week we've been guided to have a look at our time and money and how we spend it and our habits, and just paying attention to how you use your hours in the day. There's a shake-up. So let's do a reading, and I've given you a heads up. We use the Rider-Waite Tarot. The Queen of Pentacles. There's a card underneath it. It feels stuck to it. So this is the Queen of Pentacles in her working energy. But I feel as if there's a time when you can relax and allow the rewards to be reaped. Taking a look at the little bunny rabbit jumping into the picture. So here's the Queen of Pentacles. The most grounded of all the queens. And I feel the energy of a mermaid underneath her throne here at the side. Now it's taken to like a siren energy, so putting out like a call, a siren call, but you've just got to, there's something about, if it's too much, then it's detrimental, deterioration. Okay, so it feels as if when feminine hits her peak, if she doesn't like springboard off of that peak, she'll start to deteriorate again. So there has to be like a massive shift around. I'm not too sure of the details. I'm just feeling the feelings of where I'm being drawn towards or drawn away from. It's like it served its purpose. Now let the purpose be. Okay. The Queen of Pentacles. What is underneath it? Because I feel like there's a card that's like stuck. So that's like a codependent energy. Okay, well it's the masculine. So this could be detrimental to independence, because it's a codependent energy. When you're relying on another to provide you some source of, whether that's income, emotional support, so how would you cope without it? So how will I cope with not doing so many readings when I feel just drawn to come on and do readings naturally? Okay, what if that draw was like taken away? Is it something that you can just let go of? Is it something that you can just detach from? The masculine here is in a learning mode, and he's very capable of learning off his own back, rather than learning, okay, that springboard. Divine Feminine, if you're at the peak and you don't springboard yourself the masculine's going to use you as a springboard. And it feels like that's going to be detrimental. You've heached. Maybe you've both reached the peak. It's not a competition. I'm talking to the masculine. It's not a competition. So that's there's a competitive energy here. And so if the feminine pulls away her rightfulness, because there's the energy of she has every right to sit in this position, but it's like detrimental to the soul because it feels like it's feeding the ego. Bunny hopping. Okay. Divine Feminines, you can go within and you don't have an issue coming to your own conclusions is coming up here. So it's not like you're dependent upon another human, but you are dependent upon your connection with spirit. So even through like tarot readings, it's giving guidance which you can work out and find out for yourself without watching a reading. You just need to go within. A different way of tapping in. What do you sense without any other's input? You shouldn't need to be told by another what to do. This lesson is about learning to guide yourself, tapping into your internal guidance system. The Two of Swords. You're at a crossroads. You don't know which way to go or what to do. I know this energy. I feel I'm in this energy. I'm like, where is this taking me? It doesn't matter because I have faith and trust that it's leading me in the right direction. I just need to follow the flow. And it feels like the flow is taking a diversion. Oh, it's not a diversion. I can see like the swapping over of train tracks. So when I'm taken to like waiting for the fat controller, it's almost the tank engines coming through, who would pull the lever to change the train tracks so that you would go in a different direction. So have faith and trust, because you are being redirected. It's not a diversion. It's a redirection that was always the point where you would be redirected. You just wasn't like told about it. But your destination, it's still the same. You're still on your way to abundant happiness. But this is about on your way to becoming abundant happiness. Let's go to the enchanted map. Tia Luna's hungry this morning. And yesterday she turned her nose up at one of the flavours of her meal. It's like, okay, I took notes. She doesn't like that flavour. But she did go on to eat a different flavour. So today I've given her that flavour. And I've given her Well, I haven't. I've given Luna. Luna didn't like her flavour, which was the flavour that Tia Lula didn't like yesterday. So they both don't like a certain flavour. I put down a second bowl for Luna, and she doesn't like that flavour either. But Tia's eating that one as well. So that's 2 bowls of breakfast you've had this morning, Tia. Luna? Third time lucky, darling. Should I try you with a different one? I think there's only one flavour left. Oh, you can have the one you had yesterday. Metamorphosis is in reverse. Okay. So something here about it's stopping the progression, the evolution. Card number 25. Let's read this message. The quote that goes with this card is, "You are in the process of deep and beautiful change." This card is reversed. There are times of chaos and darkness that occur, much like the growing pains experienced by the caterpillar who is in the process of becoming a butterfly. There is a tendency to expect the worst when the first signs of difficulty arise. It's page number 69. It takes me to the yin-yang. And I believe it was yesterday's message that said that we will be going through a time of like misunderstanding. Okay. Like the lack of clarity. Not quite sure where you're going. Being drawn in a different direction than what you perceived you should be going on. So there is a tendency to expect the worst when the first signs of difficulty arise, when something is taken away or unwanted circumstances come to challenge you to let go of old ideas about how life is supposed to be. You are not a victim. Rather, you're experiencing the temporary discomfort we all must go through before the beauty is revealed. Okay, that was a good message. The Oracle of Shadows and Light. Should we have some coffee? We will carry on having coffee. Well, maybe not. I feel the energy of increasing your intake of water. Okay, because it's going to connect you with the natural waters of the earth. The stillness of the emotional waters. What's coming through is, this is occurring so that when the ground shakes, you do not crumble. You're just still, serene. It's the energy of, there's nothing that can be taken away or changed within your physical world that's going to cause you emotional upset. Composure. Compose yourself. It's time to compose yourself. That's a good title, isn't it? Faceless ghosts and the haunted gal. Ghost people. Compose yourself. Let's read the message. About the faceless ghost and the haunted gal. In this beautiful card, a lovely gal in the bare woods is being moved in on by 2 masked ghosts. They do not reveal their identity, but she can feel their presence strongly. There is this energy of needing to pull away to reserve your energy. There's people that draw off of the Divine Feminine's energy. The rats. The energies coming through is when you take away what they've been feeding off of. How will they compose themselves? So I feel really ratty energy here. Trying to rattle your cage. But they can't rattle your cage if you're not in it. Well, they can, but it won't affect you. So they do not reveal their identity, but she can feel their presence strongly. She remains calm as she knows who they are. They are the Nopera, the Nopera Boo, the faceless ones, who have no features and who take on the form of others around them. They wear a variety of masks, and they regularly take up a new cause or identity without being aware of their own need to grow and learn themselves. Because of this, they seek out energy from others who are bright, strong and real. Now they are seeking hers, and it is likely they are seeking yours. What's coming through is Divine Feminine will just all of a sudden do a disappearing act. I've given you heads up. What's coming through is there's no need to fear for my safety. I am safe and well. And the way to stay self, the way to stay self and well is to not provide your energy, to these faceless ones who need to learn and grow for themselves. Do the work. Do the work. I started my personal development program when I was introduced to a personal development book which was called Tia Lula. Tia. Tia. Which way are you coming? Tia. You see, this is just rude. And she's showing the energy. Come. I would not be abrupt with her normally, but if she's hindering me and getting in the way and behaving in a rude energy, I will deal with her. There's no exceptions. Okay. Tia, stay there, please. You come this way, but you're not. No. No, thank you. And the thing is that I'll give you an example. My daughter said to me about how she's been feeling sick. She's got a new position at work. And she said, I'm feeling really sick every time I go into work. I said, okay. And I said, what's the environment like that you work in? She said, the people that I work with are really, really lovely. She said, but the others who I don't work with, she said, they're all bullies. I said, okay, you need to clear the energy before you enter the premises. And I said, it can be something just as quick as, I do quite a lot of hand movements, so I could just kind of go, whisk and clean this energy, make it a safe space for me to be. And it's done. But there has to be some intention about clearing the energy before you enter it. And if you're not aware of it, then you're not aware to clear it. And you can clear it however you want to clear it. For me, it is just the intention sent out there. So I'm not thinking, sorry. This is not happening. And And you can just walk with a fresh, clear energy stream. So I'm taken to these swords here. She's got the sword here, so you can just be, and it would just cut out anything that's, this is about our natural assertion of our boundaries. If you know that there's bullies around and you're entering into an environment and you know that there's bullies, be prepared, because you could get energetically attacked. I've experienced this before, where for no reason whatsoever I felt extremely sick and like such a hot flush. I've never experienced anything like it. And I was in a lift full of people, women, and I found myself stuck like in a sardine can with all these women that I wasn't aware of. I believe a lot of them are bullies, not very nice people. And I wasn't aware of that at the time. So I went through the process of thinking, what the fuck is going on with me? Not realising that I was actually in a building that was full of a lot of negativity and did not really have a heads up on it. And sometimes it's not until after the event that you put the pieces together. Yeah. Be prepared. I find it helpful to prepare myself when I go into the city, where it took me a while to realise that every time I go into a busy city, I'm affected. Even when I went to the theatre, and I went into the city and stayed overnight, and then when I came home, it took me a couple of days to realise that that theatre, full of energy, I was picking up on. And they will source out the good, vibrant energy to like feed off of. So I know just by the theatre trip that just two incidences come to mind where a gentleman walked along our row of seating and everybody has to get up to allow people, you know, to get into their seats. And then when he got like up to my spot, or just before, he said, I don't think this is my row. But it caused an interaction with him from me, light-hearted, you know, are you causing trouble? I think your seat's over there. Off you go. Just a bit of light-hearted conversation, and then during the interval, a gentleman asked me to help him down the stairs. It's like there's hundreds of people here, but it was my energy that was called upon for that. Okay. If it makes sense, it makes sense. If it doesn't, it doesn't. What matters is that it makes sense to me. Okay. So they wear a variety of masks and they regularly take up a new cause or identity without being aware of their own need to grow and learn themselves. Because of this, they seek out energy from others who are bright, strong and real. Now they are seeking hers, and it is likely they are seeking yours. Do not go into fear. They are sending her messages, but she knows that they are not what they seem and that there are many like them in this world. Okay. So, pulling back from delivering or being a messenger, pulling back from that is wise, because these messages could be distorted, which means that the world is going to shake. Because collectively, this is the Divine Feminine's energy, like doing a disappearing act. Where has she gone? Into the realm of love. Okay, the haunted girl speaks. These faceless ones are coming to me, trying to take advantage of what they see as my moment of weakness. But I do not fear them. as I know they are blank, formless, and simply taking on any energy they can find. I know who I am, and I can clearly see that they do not. They are simply spirits who have lost their way, and so they feed off others. I may not be at my strongest at this time, but I am stronger than they will ever be, than they ever will be. They will not feed off me, for I know who they are. I do know who you are, and the divine has your name. That was given ages ago. Not easily by myself. I don't want to cause anybody any conflict, but the divine wanted to know who's been a nasty piece of work towards me, unnecessarily misjudged me. I may not have spoken the names out loud, but of course the incidences and the energy flashed through my system. The divine has it. And it's wanting to get a reaction. And really the ones that are fearful are the ones waiting to see, well, am I going to say anything about your behaviour? You can sit in it. Learn and grow for yourself. I've said what needed to be said. Okay. They will not feed off me, for I know who they are and what it is they seek. I do not wish them harm, but neither will I give my energy away to them. I will also warn you to do the same. The divination message. You may seem in need of help to people who actually have an agenda at the moment. People around you are acting like experts and supporting each other in a group mindset and wanting you to join them for your own good, despite your misgivings. They either do not have fully formed identities, or they are too easily taking on the beliefs and ideas of a powerful other. You may be asked to join with others in their beliefs and be alarmed at a mindset and belief system that seems very blank and faceless, devoid of human joy and warmth. It is wise for you to keep your own counsel, remain detached, and wait for the faceless ones to reveal themselves. They will change when an even more powerful person for them to attach to comes along. Know that until they find their own selves and commit to following that path, they will be as blank pages, written upon by whatever hand comes near them. Do not be like this. Make your own mark on this world. There could be imitation taking place, where your work and ideas and even your personality are being copied too closely. Well, you're fucked now. If you don't have access to it, what will you copy? Cheers to karma being a bitch, but only if you are. Postcard from Spirit? Postcard from Spirit. I need to get this reading wrapped up. Instead of feeding any more of my energy into boosting, building one's ego without you even doing the work. Do you have a clear conscience or not? If you have a clear conscience, you're all good. Clear your consciousness. You are a divine beauty. It says you are divine beauty. These people will have you, or wanting to have you believe otherwise. Dear you, The simple yet powerful law of cause and effects. Cause and effects. Cause and effect means everything is in relationship. Every action on earth has a consequence, and even in the spirit world, there is a consequence for every action taken on your behalf. Right now, you're facing conditions that were set in motion by past decisions. Consequences are coming into being in your favour. They will remind you that making good choices and listening to your intuition pay off. If some things are a little off and uncertain, know that whatever you are facing, you can step beyond it just by using your imagination and acting on that instead of reacting to what is being presented. Everything you think and do has far-reaching reverberations in the web of life. Move to higher ground and have faith that what goes around comes around. The universe is always self-correcting anyway. Isn't that amazing? How we adore you. I thought that was such a good message. Okay. So now we know. Well, we've always known. We just chose not to say anything. But the faceless ones, they reveal themselves when their energy source is cut off. Have yourself a lovely day. I'm off on an adventure. I'm looking at my daughter's bag. It's such a cool bag. It's an Adventure Time bag, but it's such a cool bag. Her sister made her do it. So Megan sent Emily a notification that this bag was out there. And Emily said, I had to do it. Adventure time, go and grab your friends. It's adventure time. That's a cool bag, isn't it? Look. And it up and down, look. Do you have an Adventure Time bag? Are you going to go and buy one now? Just because I have one. I doubt it, but I've known many people do it. Copy, 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 copy. It's like, maybe they just don't realise that you can see what's going on. Wow. They'll have to come to their own conclusions, won't they? I will speak to you soon, whenever that is. Until then, take care. Much love.